Okay then guys, I've got a nice pie recipe for you today. Several names for this one. I remember Mum and Dad used to call it lucky pie because you were lucky to get any meat in it. It's also called if it's pie, and that was Dad, and if it's in there, it's in there. But I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it corned beef hash pie. So for this we need some corned beef, and we got some various vegetables. I got swede, carrot, onion, potato, leek, bit of oil for frying in, Liam Perrins, salt and pepper, an egg, stock cube, and a pack of ready rolled shortcrust pastry because life's just too short. Here we go then, time to chop up the vegetables. Okay, what I'm going to try and do is keep all the vegetables the same weight just to make things easier. So let's see what these 2 potatoes weigh, and we work it all out from there. It's only going to be very rough, like all of my cooking, you know. I reckon that'll be about 200, don't you? Nearly there. Yep, let's call it 200. That's a good guess, wasn't it? Yes, call it 200. Let's get the pan on the heat. Bit of oil. I'm using olive oil, virgin olive oil. It doesn't matter what oil you use. Okay then, chop the onion, the carrot and the swede. Get them in the pan, and we're going to cook those down for about 5 minutes. Chop the potato, similar sort of size. What are they, 7mm cubes sort of thing? So after the 5 minutes, in with the potato and cook for another 5 minutes. And when I say 5 minutes, what we want is potatoes to half cook through. Semi-soft, if that makes sense. Meanwhile, get your leeks sliced up. And the leeks can go in at the end. Being the most delicate, they'll break down to virtually nothing. And I think that's about time, actually. Okay then, while we're waiting for that to cook, here's the fun part. Remember, this is a kid opening the tin of corned beef. Oh dear. Oh, there we are then. A bit of iron in your meal. Right, so let's lift that up. Here we go then. I'll tell you a story. The ones we had in the Navy, the undoing bit was at the narrow end. Work that out. Yeah, impossible to get out, and I'm sure it's because they'd get it cheap. I think they used to call food like that concession food or something. Here we go. Quick squeeze and oh, out it comes. Right, I'm going to have fairly big chunks with this. We don't want this to stay too chunky, but I'm going to be careful stirring it. And this is why it was called lucky pie. It was just lucky if the meat went in there, because it was usually made on a Monday, after the Sunday roast. And if there was any meat left, it would go in. But it was always, as I recall, fresh vegetables. So a bit of pepper, about half a teaspoon, I suppose. About a teaspoon of salt. Just under. So unlike a bubble and squeak, it's using fresh vegetables. Right, a tablespoon or so of Worcestershire sauce. I think that's about all I've got of this, actually. It is. Unless I use the rest up. We'll let that cook for a couple of minutes on its own, and then we'll add the stock. Okay, in with the rich beef stock cube. It's about 500ml. I might put a little bit less in, yeah, so it's about 400ml. I don't want it too runny in the pie, you see. Going to let that simmer now, maybe 20 minutes, just to get the potatoes nearly soft. And I'm going to save this little bit of stock just in case we need to top the pies up afterwards. So back in a bit. Okay, that's been just over 10 minutes actually. The potato's nice and squidgy, so yeah, that'll do. Right then, into the pie case. And what I'm using for this is these little terrines, I suppose you'd call them. I used to get pate in these from the co-op. God, that was some time ago, that was. But I think they might just be about the right size, so I don't think I'm going to need any of that reserved stock. Let's see now. No, I won't. 3 scoops in each, maybe. Have it quite high. Yeah. Yeah, I might be pushing it, trying to get that extra bit in there. Yeah, I'm going to leave that. Don't want to ruin it. This has been out of the warm a little bit, so it's a little bit floppy. So I'm going to do, I'm just going to brush a little bit of the stock on the edge just to get it to stick to the ceramic. Pizza cutter. Over the top. I'm just going to give it a bit of a crimp. Look at that pastry, you know. I'm going to raise the level up in the other one. Yeah, let's put a bit more in. There we are. Not really a proper crimp this, I'm just pressing it down onto the pie base. Okay, egg wash. Couple of holes to let the steam out. Okay, then in the oven with these, 20 minutes at 180, I reckon. Back in a bit. Well, here we are then. That was 20 minutes at 200. I upped the temperature a bit after 10 minutes because they weren't browning off very well. I'm going to let this one cool right down and I'll freeze this one. And I think I'm going to have a taste test of this one. Okay, then how should we do this? Yeah. Oh. Lovely. Okay, I can't put it off any longer. That's good, guys. Brings back a few memories, actually. Yeah. Well, here we are then. That is a thumbs up, not quite a double diggy thumbs up. Maybe I should have put a bit of mustard in it. Try again next time. Hope you give this one a go, guys. Another way of using up scraps if you've got any leftover meat, or just like I have used corned beef. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it is nice. It is nice. It's almost on the verge of a double diggy thumbs up. Look after yourselves, take care, and I will catch you on that next video.